This week on Hermitcraft.
It is time to bust.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs. Our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And with week 3 of Hermitcraft, we say farewell to death itself. The season opening game of Demise has ended. While this has already been common knowledge for about a week, we owe a congratulations to False Symmetry for emerging from this madness unscathed. And now the server is getting to explaining what the prize is, but that information started circulating this Saturday, and the recap covers videos Friday to Friday. So if you'll permit us, we'll talk about all these fancy sheets of paper next week.
Hey Jim, you heard?
Yeah, I heard.
In the meantime, we can talk about the postal service, which can be used to send more than just official paperwork. A server-wide mail system conceived last week by Pearl, Tango, and Etho is starting to roll out in more ways than one across the server.
Dearest Minister of Administration, please cease your operations at once. Or don't, I'm not really sure where I'm going with this.
Let's just hope it gets the stamp of approval, because to be frank, now everyone's done dispatching each other, they should start dispatching to each other. So now I've got that out of my system, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with XB Crafted, who had been dodging deaths successfully up until now, which is more than you can say for his would-be assassins.
He'll be like, oh, I'm so tearful, it's my birthday and I really needed this $50 so I could buy a new bicycle. He went indoors. Uh-oh.
XP, what do you want for your birthday?
To not die.
Aside from that.
But it was bound to catch up with him sooner or later, and thanks to the combined efforts of Grian, Smallish Beans, and about 70 TNT minecarts, XB Crafted was sent to the Shadow Realm.
Oh,
Obliterate! Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
Oh my god. I knew it. I freaking knew it.
So much for being in defense position. Still, XB is gracious in defeat and actually kind of relieved to have the whole experience behind him, so he can head out to the end in search of shulkers and get busy expanding his base without people trying to expand his brains.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let me tell you. Okay, let me just talk at you for a second.
Hey XB, would you say you had a blast?
BOO is in the same boat, his paranoia having paid off for a full 3 weeks at this point. He even gets nervous when Iskal rifles through the cupboards and Zedaf comes over to check on him like a good concerned neighbor.
You see how I live? You see this life?
You live in fear.
Yes.
Constant agony.
It's fully justified though, because he's got so many people trying to trap him that they're actually dying in each other's traps. And on this fateful occasion between Iskal, Rendog, and Vintage Beef, they're able to talk him into an overconfident mistake.
He's gonna think that he just put his workbench down and forgot it out there, okay? Then when he's gonna go ahead and pick it up.
What if he doesn't pick up the workbench?
With us four, he will pick it up. He will pick it up.
I saw it from this angle, and I came over to it. If I was going to break it, I'd break it.
Who can say where the road goes?
On the walk back from spawn, B-dubs go through a few of the stages of grief, but settles on respect. And after gearing back up, he happily digs back into the terraforming work around his starter cottage, with the prospect of his first contribution to the Cyberpunk City project looming large in his mind.
If you look at anything here and say, oh, you should do this or this or this, or it doesn't look good for this reason, I agree. I already agree.
With the final deaths playing out as they did, it's no wonder False Symmetry's winning strat has been to not even go into her own house. As such, False redecorates the general area by her living wagon with custom trees and shrubbery, as well as corpses of whomsoever decides to trespass while under a red name.
But what was your question? I'm sorry.
I was just wondering what you were up to. I was wondering what was up with your skin, because you're missing your beak.
Oh, it was in his nose, yeah. And so I decided to clean off in the hot tub.
For her troubles, she's once again crowned as the Minister of Transportation, but the top hat only inspires her to transport some of her karma off the good column. Spotting Stress Monster's new skull home, False declares it the Ministry of having a hat on, and promptly puts a giant top hat on it. Which is not the giant yellow sunglasses and headphones, and we have to fix that in post again.
Oh my god.
I was hoping you weren't looking that direction, but thank you.
Was this you, False? What? Done to my
No, not
skull?
at all. I wouldn't do such a thing.
They do in fact hold an off-the-record meeting in the Top Hat's back office, the size of which takes it from a ministry to a maxistry.
I did not get advanced information. I was just minding my own business. Falls comes over. She says, "Look, I need a stand-in for Ren. He's overslept."
It's not the first cartoonishly large construct in the vicinity, though, after Stress Monster herself creatively interprets the neighborhood's nether portal as a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal of action.
Oh, I don't know if this is really a prank on Iskall, though, or more a prank of us who lives this side.
I was thinking it's either you or Corrales, but he has been complaining a lot. My view as a fisherman.
This baffles Iskall, but not nearly as much as having to travel to turn melons and pumpkins into easy emeralds. So Stress helps him move a secret stash of villagers into a trading area behind a seamless piston door in the farm itself, the better to throw fruit at the geezers with minimal inconvenience. It isn't the last time they put someone in a stone box either, so don't miss the giggles as they peer pressure Rendog into logging out and dig a big hole underneath him before he gets back.
Yeah, what happened?
I mean, you know, what happened? It's a mystery. It's a complete mystery.
We shouldn't be surprised at this point, since Iskall has been making a menace of himself so far this season.
Guys, people hate me this season. They call me a mega griefer. They call
so you
me
might as
all
well
sorts of names. I mean, what have I got left to lose?
Whether it's having a hand in engineering the exploding of B-dubs, or entirely copying Vintage Beef's home but making it the Barbie Dream farmhouse.
Even the bed is pink.
Again, I went the extra mile.
Iskall's shenanigans have ranged from vague nuisance to natural disaster. It's a good thing that he has his traditional end-busting trip with Mumbo to keep him busy, otherwise the neighborhood might not get much done. But now the Minister of Hell has made his nether portal, perhaps he's taking some liberties with the job description.
Oh, Hermitcraft Season 10. I love it.
Vintage Beef is quick to turn it around on Iskall after promising to build the interior of the copycat farmhouse. Iskall agrees to pay for Beef's work by catching 2 barrels of live fish from the river nearby, but Beef gets payback by releasing them in Iskall's house after flooding the entire interior in the name of Big Salmon.
All finished. I hope Iskall enjoys his new interior.
And while we're delighted by this arc for Beef, we're worried we'll run out of creative ways to write the Sleeping with the Fishes line by next week. Thankfully, the Ministry is not only good for conspiracies, and Azumavoid actually delivers a villager trading hall, being appointed the neighborhood idiot wrangler. The idiots are not without their wins, however, so the building of his second tough pyramid takes some extra work before it can be truly signed off on.
Guys, this guy's now decided to live in the glass.
Is he actually in glass?
He's in glass, yeah. He's going to be a pain in the glass to work with.
But there's other ways he can help his neighbors when they happen to stop by to borrow a cup of mud.
Ooh,
I'm doing
a
it!
thing.
You're doing it!
Look, I'm doing a thing!
I see. I'm so proud. I have done my ministry work for the week. I'm done now. No more.
Is this your ministry work? You just take a tour?
It's still a service more prestigious than the one Corrales is stuck with. Or you can say clogged with, given Ren gets him to make the meeting room toilet hole look even more like the toilet hole and much less like the meeting room.
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing, dude. You've taken it to the next level. This is the... Oh, look, the smoke came through.
I mean,
oh, that's
obviously,
perfect.
it's awesome, dude. We've got this.
Corrales is much more pleasant when not on government business, right down to the fact he built himself a couple of finely decorated wheat farms and hides an egg farm and a tiki torch, and that's half of a cake right there. Having gotten a bit carried away with her shore terraforming, if you will, Gemini Tay hops the river and jumps the gun on interconnecting the current Hermitcraft bases with horseable roads. In a short tour of the server, she plans out the pathway trajectory between the neighborhood and the Magic Mountain, a name that the fanbase seems to have accepted for what it absolutely is, the fishing cult. In her defense, some days you just start building a bridge and get carried away. In her offense, false symmetry. Will the Minister of Transport ever find Gem in her secret undersea storage room? Only time will tell, but the loud knocking on the glass by the passers-by sure doesn't help.
What's doing, Pearl?
Hey, Jim. Did you hear about the new mail service that's coming soon?
Roads or no roads, it sure looks like Good Times with Scar is making a fast getaway on his giant locomotive, what with how violently the smoke trail is escaping from the engine. Though maybe it's a fine time to skip town after he is released and fought a witherboss on the top of Mount Salmon.
It's okay, I forgot the milk. I forgot the milk, Gem.
A hilarious detail Scar adds to the oversized rail is that the cave they emerge out of has a sort of forced perspective going for it, with layers of artificial darkness made out of a variety of blocks. But the side effect is that the railway also is parallaxed into just being bent inwards, which looks pretty silly up close. Once again, Wile E. Coyote technology.
Run into the tunnel.
We can expect, eventually, Scar's mountaintop shenanigans to be discovered at least by Smallish Beans, whose base has been steadily climbing the cliff over the week. The densely packed Japan-inspired complex of building grows a tower and descends down to Impulse SV's front door with a stairway, lowering houses following the decline of the hill. There's a Torii gate at the very bottom, but since we don't know much about Japanese culture, we'll just call it the Pi Gate, because it looks kind of like the Greek letter, and assume they lead to a pie eventually.
Approves. I hope you people approve as well. I did do a bit of research on Torii gates, and I know they lead up to shrines and stuff. I hope this is okay. Please let me know in the comments if it's not, and I will change it to be a different design.
On the opposite side of the cliff, Grian finishes his starter home just to prove that he can, in fact, be chill for a couple of weeks. He then proceeds to build something at least as big in a fraction of the time, so make of that what you will. The build in question is of course the secret tunnel below the dock leading to what can only be described as a praying chamber, with naught but a painting of Grian finally getting a mending book through manual fishing. Not entirely sure that all he needed to finally get one is a little room to pray, but he sure is one step closer to the edge and is about to break.
The next book we get, in theory, should be a mending book, based on absolutely nothing at all.
This whole situation reminds me of Moby Dick, a book in a lot of ways about being obsessed with something to the detriment of oneself, because Grian here is obsessed with fishing at mending, which, just like Moby Dick, is also a book.
This is artwork done by Hoffen, who has created... I need to get this framed for my real-life office. That's how much I love this.
Now that the murder party is over, ZF will be less in demand as a crash test dummy, which is how BOO ends up employing him to defuse whatever horrors the Reapers installed in his peaceful cottage.
I didn't put that bee there.
Shall I go up and jostle it?
Do you know what that could do or how that got there?
You left your window open, maybe.
Yeah!
Hey, you pull, I'll push.
Zed actually employs his own redstone tester when having a hole-in-the-ground base catches up to him, and he installs elevators for an easier exit. The system is actually a unique 6-fold piston extender that relies on kind of spamming the thing with redstone pulses until it just so happens to retract itself almost correctly. Mumbo Jumbo does just fine QA testing the elevator, and does indeed leave Zed's base faster than the host can via ladders.
Keep saying nice things about my redstone, that's it. That's what I like to hear.
I like it. You also said it's quite simple. So clearly, start adopting the vocabulary of
exactly.
The people who built.
For even faster vertical leaving of situations, Wells Knight snags an elytra from the end, and victorious returns to his home island to start building walls that can no longer hold him. With enough tuff to build a kingdom, Wells does exactly that, and raises a keep over the perimeter of his island.
This point, the walls are done, and I think it looks really good.
His first kingly decree is to dig up a catacomb, though, and I suppose the plethora of chests will go as coffins. Otherwise, we can call them double barrels and write it off as a wine cellar.
I tried a few different things. That was what I ultimately went with. I think, though, that this is a really cool storage room.
As the Hermitcraft end grows poorer and poorer, Ijevin is here to deal another blow and build the Enderman farm. Efficient as ever, the XP source is just as good as the last time he built it for a Hermitcraft series. The same can be said for the creeper farm he assembles, granted he now needs plenty of fireworks for that elytra he always has mended thanks to the Enderman farm. But then there's the nether dimension Jevin swore off ever visiting after a fetch quest to give Skizzleman some bow and arrows goes sideways and into a blaze.
Do this, here, Skizz, take this, man. Oh. You need that so
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm out of here before I die.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
No! Unfortunately, the nether is where they keep all the ancient debris, except for the stuff Hypnomind, and he will only part with it in exchange for Jevin redecorating his home interiors. At least Jev isn't the kind of guy who'll fill your house with fish.
I will be in and out of your storages a lot, though, and I'll probably have to collect my own blocks for it as well, because I'm very particular about how I do the interiors of my base.
Right.
But yep, I'm gonna make this place shine, my dude.
Elsewhere in the end, Etho flies south for the winter in search of his new wings. Unfortunately for him, that's where the world border is. But after eventually landing in elytra and a cage match with some wither skeletons, he gets back to work completing the exterior of his house. The only problem with finishing the outside is that the inside becomes the back.
So that's the build all done, pretty much, and as you know, I'm an expert at roofs, so obviously I got...
Still, he gets to avoid building that part for now because Pearlescent Moon calls him and Tango to found the post office, and as two technically minded fellas, it's not long before they have a network of nether portals to which a chest minecart can deliver a shulker box, and a mail sorting machine in the overworld will allow you to send and receive to, theoretically, anyone else on the server. Because this is the internet, the first thing they send is a Canadian prince scam.
You guys know the Nigerian prince scam? We might be able to get some diamonds off of them.
The one shortcoming the system has is that they can't make the pizza delivery promise and guarantee your order will arrive hot within 15 seconds because of, wait for it, portal cooldown.
There's a countdown timer on all entities where they can't go through a portal again until those 15 seconds are up.
In the meantime, Pearl tasks herself with establishing the actual office part of the post office once she's acquired enough warped wood. The build comes together in a delightful time lapse, after which she can gently encourage her server mates to sign up for the service.
Let me just flick these things back right here. Oh my gosh, I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
It's also worth watching to the end for the sympathy adrenaline you'll get watching Pearl run for her life from Enderman on a seemingly harmless chorus fruit gathering trip.
I'm not okay. Water. Here. Give me a bottle.
Impulse SV gives us what we all wanted to see last week, which is his POV as he does absolutely nothing to stop a witch sneaking up on Skizzleman. And let's be real, the witch seems to have cursed Skiz more permanently, as the two spend some time gathering enough wither skeleton skulls for 2 wither fights, and Impulse bags all 6 despite them both having looting 3.
I am only here for 1 second.
Oh, watch out.
I'm out of here before I die.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
No!
As Skiz takes down the base of his pyramid in what's possibly the server's first reverse time-lapse, Impulse adds some more details to his cyberpunk block and sets up his storage room, leaving room for a bedroom, a mailbox, and a vault door activated by eating chorus fruit. So even if the door doesn't open, there's a chance you end up inside the vault anyway.
So that's kind of nice to have a super secret safe spot that nobody can get in unless they know the trick, and they won't because you're not going to tell them.
The pair of them reunite to build a cactus farm together in the interests of setting up a furnace-based XP farm, which is probably a good thing to have considering how much XP Skiz lost in the making of the cactus farm.
Should I see if I can water bucket clutch this? Dang it!
At least he's managed to weaponize his one superpower, which is making Tango Tech appear by breaking server etiquette.
I'm just gonna start destroying your place, man.
Hey, Skiz!
There he goes.
Yeah, I noticed you're kind of starting
Tango, nobody cares. Shut up.
Ironically, Tango Tech must have broken etiquette something fierce when he discovered that kelp only gives you 0.1 experience when smelted. Luckily, the big kelp farm he made to use as an XP farm can still come in handy as a fuel source for a much more efficient cactus-based one.
Our seven smokers are kept busy by this kelp farm, which isn't too bad.
Elsewhere in the wilderness of the server, Joe Hills marks out the boundary of the roughly 1500 by 1500 area he plans to turn into Hermit Homedale. And since there isn't as much company out here, he invites his friend Quinn into a voice call, both to talk about tabletop role-playing game design and to keep up the trend of having people named Quinn in his videos. Something that we here at the Hermitcraft Recap have dubbed his Quinning streak.
I do design for larger games, like I have written several books for Pathfinder.
Huh, what do like the folks at Wizards of the Coast work in when they're writing their games? And the answer is Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
He also marks the location of the service building where his storage for the project will eventually reside, and tries to throw pufferfish and lava at XP Crafted. Only he does it in item form, so it's less effective.
But I think they're both dead, so...
Yeah, they look kind of stiff.
Yeah, they're not doing the job.
It's arguably more effective than his attempts to drop anvils on XP, although the argument is whether or not they were an effective distraction. But it's worth seeing the events from Joe's perspective, if only because some of the explosives jump high enough to nearly hit Joe on his aerial platform. After putting himself through the wash cycle and coming out a lot cleaner, then loitering around false symmetry while her protectors plotted to kill B-dubs, Joe returns to the nether roof to map out the area of Homedale to scale using carpets.
What is this? Is this permanent? Don't worry, Doc M77. This is only the first iteration.
While we're talking about POVs on explosions, it's worth seeing all angles of Rendog test driving the TNT trap that finally ends B00's demise run, mostly because of how high he gets in the air without even being fished up there in a boat. He can probably see his house from there, considering the planetary wasteland landscape he's building around his modular starter house can be seen from space, and looks like it came from there. Ren borrows some slime from Mumbo's farm to build the most satisfying door he can imagine, and while the Gigacorp blueprints for a storage room are in the mail, Mumbo drops over to appraise the door and burn a few diamonds in the process.
I'm going to give you the honor to push the button, Mumbo.
Okay.
Oh! Ooh, baby!
Because finally there's Mumbo, who's trying to purge negative thoughts by destroying diamonds every time he has the urge towards cynicism.
Oh, wow. Oh, you come straight in with the insults.
We're not sure burning money is the most productive way to feel better, but this is the man who ultimately turns down using Riptide because he's finding the silliest death message to enter his base with.
Are you jealous of my tridents?
I am. That was high risk. That was good.
After being completely unable to find a llama, he finds a llama and pushes it down a hole, because the conclusion he came to is that the demise deaths were not nearly creative enough when you could snowball a llama and burn your feet at the same time.
I get the best death message ever. And then when I respawn, I'm up in my base. Yes.
The diamond burning is worryingly contagious, since Iskall delivers him a fresh set of enchanted diamond armor and immediately sets fire to his old set. But then they embark on their traditional end busting, because just like the Ghostbusters before them, it makes them feel good. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.